My name is Michelle Thompson, and I'm so excited to be here with you today to give you some strategies and support as we navigate caring for and working with vulnerable children. This video provides relationship strengthening strategies to implement with the children in your home. Connection and attachment can be really challenging for children in foster care. Multiple moves, disruptive placements can all cause a child to feel like the bottom is going to drop out at any minute. This can cause the child to sabotage the healthy connection and push the caregiver away. I have some strategies that will help you strengthen that bond with your child and that you can implement whether or not the child is staying in your home a week or forever. When we look at relationship with our child, it's important to remember that connection is above everything. Before we correct our child's behavior, we must connect with them. This can be done through just simply our body stance, our position, our cadence, our tone of voice, even the look in our eyes. We have to be really cognizant that we are connecting with our child. As a parent, I'm looking for ways to connect constantly with my kids. When things are going well and behavior is going great, and also when we're needing to redo some things. I offer my kids a lot of redos. Stomping up the stairs, let's try that again. Can you go up the stairs quietly? Mouthing off to me, being disrespectful, let's try that again. Can you use kind words to me? I didn't drop an atomic bomb on their behavior. I'm giving them an opportunity to redo that. That benefits me and that benefits them because they're going to be in the habit of calm, connected behavior that does not need to escalate into a tantrum or a meltdown. Often I look at my child's challenging behaviors and think that they are attention seeking. I think that they are angry, that I'm not playing with them, and so they're doing things to push my buttons. This is not the case at all. We need to reframe our thinking. Our child is not attention seeking, they're support seeking. What are they needing that I'm not giving them? Are they acting hyper and kind of out of control because they need some regulation? Do we need to do some jumps on the trampoline or some push-ups? Are they whiny and clinging to me because they're feeling like they want to connect? I can easily draw that child next to me or up on my lap or quickly do a little inside joke with them to make them feel seen. If we reframe our thinking from attention seeking to support seeking, that will change everything. My husband and I make it a habit to text each other every day one thing that we love about our child. Usually we will pick a child that's particularly challenging or giving us a hard time that day, and we will text our spouse with one thing that is so precious about them. This may seem meaningless, but just the act of typing out something and looking for ways that I enjoy that child really does wonders. So even though the child is unaware that we're doing this, this absolutely changes the way I think about the child and interact with the child. Another fun thing we do is every week we change the screensaver on our phone to a different child. That keeps us looking at that child and thinking about how precious they are. It might seem like a silly little thing, but just the even act of looking at my phone and seeing that child's face, a different face every single week, is just precious, and it reminds me that they really are a joy. I also like to use alarms to remind myself to connect with my kids. I have alarms set to tell each child what I love about them. I have alarms set to remind myself to hug them throughout the day. Sometimes I can get caught up in the monotony of life and I forget to actually hug my kids and tell them how much I love them. So these alarms, while they might seem silly, they really do remind me to connect and engage with my kids. We also make it a priority to spend individual time with each of our kids every single day. For those of us that have large families, this might feel impossible, but it can be something as simple as walking around the block for a couple minutes, sitting on the porch and drinking a fun drink together and sharing about our day. It can even be going in the backyard and looking for bugs. For our older kids, it can be watching a funny video outside, just something between you and that child where you're taking moments to connect with them outside of the daily routine. One of my favorite ways to connect with my kids is to keep conversation starter cards in our car. Instead of asking, how was your day? Or what did you do today? The conversation can be turned to these cards. They have fun little prompts and my kids just love them. So for example, it will say, would you rather swim in a swimming pool of toothpaste or Jell-O? And then I get to hear what each of my kid responds and why. This is just a fun little way to connect with my kids while we're driving. You can use them during meal times, family time, bath time. They're just so great to use. This last strategy is one that I've been using for a couple of years. This strategy came to me at a time where it was a very challenging season with one of our children. We were seeing therapists and getting all these kinds of ideas to engage and connect with each other. The therapist shared with me that I should spend 5 minutes a day of pretending that my child is the most precious thing in the room. I'm going to look at that child through a lens that I have never seen that child before. I'm not going to assume that they're manipulating me. I'm not going to assume that they're playing me or that they're being rude. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt for those 5 minutes. Sometimes those 5 minutes can last a really long time, but I have found that over the years, those 5 minutes turn into most of the day. Most of the day, I'm trying to look at my child through the lens as that they are the most precious thing in the world. And that changes everything. When I look at them like the precious child that they are, it changes our relationship. It changes how they respond to me. It just changes the dynamic of the entire house. These are just a handful of strategies. There are so many more out there. I'd like to encourage you to implement some into your daily routine, and I hope that these little tips help bring some joy in your house and help strengthen those connections between you and your child.